But first, in Hawaii, John and Julieanne Dimitrion give new meaning to the phrase conspicuous consumption.
The Dimitrions thought that they looked cool walking around with their flashy suits and their matching Maseratis.
Their company, Mortgage Alliance, promises help for homeowners in danger of foreclosure. But these fugitives from justice have just one thing in mind: taking their victims' homes and draining all the equity.
Up until this moment, I can tell you in front of the cameras, I feel like a sucker.
They went to the Dimitrions looking for help, and that equity was just stolen by John and Julieanne Dimitrion. Life savings wiped out.
Honolulu, July 6, 2010. FBI Special Agent Tom Simon is heading to federal court. He's about to close the book on two financial fraudsters who have plagued Hawaii. John and Julieanne Dimitrion have pleaded guilty to mail fraud and money laundering. Today, they're out on bail, but they have just a few hours of freedom left before they'll face their sentence.
It's not unusual at all for somebody to be released pending their sentencing in a financial crimes case. What is unusual is what the Dimitrions did to violate the judge's trust in them. It was outrageous.
Each half of this husband and wife crime duo is expecting perhaps 2 to 3 years in federal prison. The courtroom is packed.
Many members of the Dimitrions' church community had come out to show their support, and many victims of their fraud had come out to tell the judge how these frauds had impacted their lives. The judge was there, the defense attorneys were there, the prosecutor was there, and the FBI was there. The Dimitrions were not there.
It was kind of stunning.
Michael J. Green is John Dimitrion's defense attorney.
I remember standing there not being able to explain to the judge where my client was.
As soon as someone doesn't show up to their own sentencing, the judge will issue a bench warrant for their arrest, and they're regarded as a fugitive. The manhunt is on from that point on.
The FBI is searching for John and Julieanne Dimitrion. They're fugitives from justice, and there's a reward for information leading to their capture. The story begins in Honolulu. John Dimitrion has a privileged childhood. Half Greek, half Filipino, his father is a well-established internist in Hawaii. John attends Punahou High School, the finest prep school on the island, with a very famous alumnus.
The young people who graduate from there generally go on to be professionals. They certainly go on to college. I'd say probably 99% of those kids. And even once in a while, they get to be president.
Despite the leg up in life, John Dimitrion's early career is wayward. He leaves college before graduating and takes an entry-level job in real estate. Around this time, John meets Julieanne Baldueza. She's from a working-class background, but her attorney, Miles Briner, says Julieanne has a taste for the finer things in life.
Julie was a princess. She dressed exquisitely at all times. She always presented herself in full makeup, jewelry, nice heels, nice outfit.
John and Julieanne marry at a luxury hotel on the beach. John works as a loan officer in the mortgage industry, but the couple has big dreams. They start a few companies as sidelines, some with questionable business plans.
The Dimitrions never met a get-rich-quick scheme they didn't like. They actually became involved at one point with a company that produced a magic light bulb that would somehow purify the air and make the room that light bulb was in better to be in.
Tell me about the bulb here. It's really interesting. Why it's revolutionary, no one really understands it very much. It's a light bulb, but this light bulb is actually capable of inhibiting mildew, mold, dust, odor.
Any scam that was out there, the Dimitrions would latch onto to make money.
In 2001, they form Mortgage Alliance. In TV commercials, they tout themselves as honest brokers, not like those other guys.
Just sign here, here, and here. Oh, what's this fee for?
Just go ahead and sign right here, sir. We'll take good care of you.
Don't get robbed. Get educated. Mortgage Alliance.
They were really proud of the business they built. They started kind of like from nothing, and they were very, very busy in an honorable way, in an honest way. They did lots and lots of mortgages.
The problem is some of them are fraudulent. The Dimitrions' trouble begins when they launch something they call their foreclosure relief program. The idea is this. A homeowner in danger of foreclosure sells his house to a third party, a so-called straw buyer, with the intention of buying it back in a year or two.
The key thing is that the sale of the distressed homeowner's property to a straw buyer would then generate some income when they extracted the equity out of the home. John and Julieanne Dimitrion told the distressed homeowners that they could take the equity that they would squeeze out of their home and invest it in a high-yield trading program that would generate enough income so they could then buy back the house and the distressed homeowner could remain in their own home.
If it sounds absurd, that's because it is. But the Dimitrions' targets are financially unsophisticated.
If someone's got their clothes and furniture packed because they're getting thrown out on the street, and you tell them you can unpack it, go back to the house, you can be there for at least another year, it's kind of something that you don't have to push too hard to convince someone to do.
Debbie Aurelio has 4 children, but her extended family includes siblings, parents, and grandparents who live at this house in Honolulu's working-class Ewa Beach neighborhood. Aurelio works 2 jobs, and other family members pitch in too, so they can cobble together enough income to cover a mortgage. It's a fairly typical arrangement in Hawaii. The Aurelios are getting by, barely, when disaster strikes.
My mom got sick, so she didn't have any income coming in to help us with the payments.
Without that help, the Aurelios fall behind in their mortgage. And then, according to Russ Awakuni, the Aurelios' attorney, Debbie sees a way out.
She saw on a bus stop one of those flyers, hey, we can help you, save you from foreclosure. And quite literally, they were being in the process of being foreclosed upon. So this was, in her mind, a way to save the family home.
An associate of John and Julieanne Dimitrion comes to her home.
She seemed she was like a really nice lady. She even joined us sometimes for dinner. And we got close, and we trusted her. And we thought she could help us.
What Debbie doesn't know is that the woman will steal the title to her home, taking it right from under her. Up next on American Greed, the fugitives. The Dimitrions scamming and spending spins out of control.
They didn't act like real rich people. They acted like grotesque caricatures of rich people, like from some weird Saturday Night Live skit.